Hey, so this is going to be a kind of a fun little trip for us. We're out here at Santa Claus Village in Finland, which I honestly never thought we'd come. But we
What, Finland or Santa Claus's Village?
maybe a little bit of both, I don't
Okay.
know. It just never felt like something that would be a part of my life. And this is a very special episode too, because this is our first real big important guest episode.
Where is this guy?
He's coming later. But
I thought it was.
we're also today, here in Santa Claus Village, we're joined by author Matt Lake. Matt, thanks for joining us here.
That's okay. Anytime you go to Santa Claus Village, I will be here. I will. You ask me, I'll jingle all the way here.
Perfect, man. We appreciate it. But yeah, so this is we're doing a Campfire Tales episode. Where it's just gonna be.
How are you gonna breeze by Matt Lake like that?
Well, we'll talk.
You're not going to say that he wrote all the weird Pennsylvania, weird Delaware.
That was going to be later, Dan.
Oh,
but
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
so you know what?
I'm just excited.
No, we'll just jump right into that. Matt is an esteemed author. He wrote Weird Pennsylvania, which we're from Pennsylvania, so it's a very nice.
I grew up. Yeah.
And he also wrote.
I'm not from Pennsylvania, but I stayed here a really long time.
Oh, I thought that was a Philly accent. I completely misplaced it.
It's like another side of Delco. It's the British accent. But you also wrote Weird England. I think you wrote Weird Maryland too, correct?
I did indeed. Yeah,
Nice.
I've lived a lot of places, and they're all weird.
Wait, and how many books about cryptids have you written?
Books that have included cryptids as a significant portion of them, more than a dozen at this point.
Whew.
Amazing.
Because I love my beasts. What can I say?
Yeah, that's nice. Don't we all?
Yeah.
We all have a little beast in us. That's fine.
And in a world gone mad, it's wonderful to be surrounded by weird things. So I'm here.
Oh man, I agree.
Thanks for joining us. What a treat.
Oh, it's great to be here, particularly with all these jingling lights and everything, and the sun that goes down at 3:00 in the afternoon. Yep.
I wasn't really expecting that. I was a little terrified.
Yeah, I'm a creature of the night, so I'm pretty happy about it. But so why don't we kind of hop into today? It's the Christmas season, and cryptids. Listen, Matt will tell you there's a lot of weird creatures around Christmas, but I kind of wanted to talk about more of an Americanized version of something. And I wanted to discuss if Santa Claus is a cryptid.
What? Huh.
Well, that is an interesting question because he's a saint, he was a bishop, but he's also an elf.
He's a lot of things. Now, I have a lot of cryptid characteristics, and I'm going to break them down, and I'm going to show where Santa Claus meets those characteristics and those qualifications for cryptoidisms. And maybe at the end we'll decide is Santa a cryptid or not. So,
okay.
I'm
on board. I love this weird game show that you concocted for us.
So, let's hop into it.
With your ex-scripted corner and don't spin off. It's called Campfire Tales. You're different, but it's the same. Don't freak out.
All right, so before we kind of get into the discussion, like I mentioned, Christmas time is full of different creatures, critters, and monsters all around the world. But one is probably the most well known by most humans on Earth, I would guess. So
God.
Before we jump in, let's first get on the same page kind of about what a cryptid is. So I kind of think like a cryptid is a creature or animal whose existence is reported, rumored, or supported by anecdotal evidence, but not necessarily confirmed by mainstream science.
Matt, do you agree with that?
That is an excellent definition. Yeah, it's not been proved by science. People have seen it. People have heard about it. People have heard stories about it. Okay, that seems like definitely a strike one in the cryptid column for Santa.
Well, we'll go. We'll see. So,
okay.
So, like some of the characteristics of being of cryptids are that they're like elusive. They're typically region specific.
Mm-hmm.
They have consistent descriptions amongst witnesses, and they lack conclusive evidence.
Well, I do get presents every year.
Yep.
Also, it's not very region specific, right? He goes
Well,
down every chimney on the planet.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey, and even places without chimneys.
Yep.
Somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, how does that work? Does he like...
He's like a boo hag. He can just go through like a keyhole.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And if that isn't terrifying for small children, I don't know what is.
Santa Claus comes in and no skin on his body, carrying a sack of organs.
You just hear like a crackling noise, and that's the sound of him like rematerializing his bones.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
all right.
We mistake that for jingling, you understand.
That's what it is. Man. So let's kind of take a look at those 4 characteristics, and then I have some more possible cryptid characteristics that Santa matches. So being elusive. So Santa Claus only appears at night. There is indirect
I saw him at the
evidence.
mall.
Well, we know that those aren't the real.
They're
Santa
helpers.
Claus.
You're right.
Those
I'm
are
sorry.
Santa's
Yeah.
helpers.
Those are
Yeah.
helpers.
I've seen hundreds of Krampuses in various different places, but yeah, not one of them's the real Krampus.
Yeah.
You started a Krampus event in Baltimore, didn't you?
I was there at the beginning of
Okay.
two there actually, and then one in Asbury Park as well. So
Okay.
and just started one down in Colonial Beach in Virginia, not 3 days ago. Well, it'll be longer than that. Yeah, that was. He's really getting big. He's Krampus.
Yeah, he's popping off.
Yeah.
Times are getting evil, so Krampus feels right. Now's the time of the Krampus.
All right. With the positive spin Matt's putting on Krampus, I'm starting to think that maybe Matt himself is the real Krampus.
He's tall enough.
Well,
Right.
I see you when you're sleeping.
I know you do. All right. So Santa's elusive. He only appears at night. There's indirect evidence of him being there, like presents under the tree, cookies being eaten. But nobody ever really sees him. And he never really appears on command. You can't be like, Santa, show up. And he's comes to prove his existence.
Yeah, a Bloody Mary trick for Santa Claus would be interesting. If you just like, could you imagine summoning Santa, and like he was on the toilet, he just appears, his red pants are around his ankles, covering himself up with, I don't know, North Pole Quarterly.
I'm glad we can't do that with just normal people too, because like,
oh boy, am I here!
Any given time of day, Greg's on the toilet. That's
that's
just territory.
Yeah.
Well, there was that time I summoned Bloody Mary. It was not fun.
No.
I always wanted to do that as a kid, but I could never get up the like courage to do it.
Bloody Mary?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
did
a baby.
it.
I'm sure you did it.
Yeah, I did it a lot. Even I hung out all the time. Whenever I was lonely, I would just call in Mary. We would hang out. That's what I call her, just Mary.
Oh,
You
what?
learn to see past the blood, you know?
And she appreciates that.
Yeah. All right, sorry. This is about Santa Claus.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry.
Forgot that for a minute. Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to second characteristic, being region specific. So Santa Claus can appear across the world and does in every town and every part of the globe, but his main territory is known to be the North Pole. So that's where the region specific comes in.
Would you call the North Pole Santa's stalking grounds?
Yeah, that's his hunting grounds. Yeah.
Wait, I've got to jump in here and say that yes, North Pole is one place that he's known to be, but he's also known to hang out in Spain. That's what happens. That's what the Dutch think. The Dutch think that he hangs out in Spain when he's not delivering presents. So
wait, so he like summers in Spain. He manages the elves back home over like Zoom while he's on the beach.
I actually don't know what. Oh no, actually, it gets a little sticky when we're talking about to Holland, however, of the Netherlands, because he doesn't have elves there.
Oh,
he has a number of nowadays they're called his friends. They're people of African descent. They were
no!
God.
I've seen those parades.
They were not always his friends. something had to happen between where they were and them becoming friends, and it was something of an upheaval. There may have been
Santa slave revolt you're talking about.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, this is something we learned a long time ago on this podcast, which is I'm assuming Santa is a cryptid at this point. You really can't learn about a cryptid without usually finding out some awful, tragic, sad, usually racially tinted backstory.
Yeah.
It just makes it all feel like, oh boy.
Yeah.
All
Fearsome
right,
creatures have a bunch of those. The Snallygaster. It's just such a shame.
Now Santa's canceled. Sorry, guys.
Well, it's some freaky guy who does home invasions, and then when your children see him, like taps his nose and says, "Shh, keep it quiet." No, it's oh. I'm sorry, I went there. I really am.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Coca-Cola ads with different music would hit differently.
So having consistent descriptions amongst witnesses. So this one gets a little sticky because Santa across the globe isn't necessarily the Americanized, like red jacketed, big white beard kind of guy, but there are similarities. He's a kind of a large built elderly humanoid, typically, like from what I saw, with a white beard and fur trimmed clothing.
Yep.
And he's typically benevolent, but kind of judgmental about people's behavior. Is that safe to say? Is consistent?
Yeah, I mean, in Hungary they have they call him Mikolaus there, which is just another way of saying Nicholas. But Mikolaus, he leans towards the judgmental there. We never, when I was growing up in the middle part of England, we never called him Santa either. He was always Father Christmas.
Oh, that's so much nicer.
And he was a bit more of a Gandalf figure than a portly gentleman. He was more ascetic. He was more like a monk or something.
Man, I'd rather have Gandalf than Santa.
Yeah, me too.
It's pretty rad. Love
a little less commercial and a little more aspirational. I kind of like that. It's a better role model for kids.
But if we're talking like Bigfoot style analogies, that would be the difference between like a Sasquatch and the Florida skunk ape. I mean, they're still basically in the same genus, I'd say.
Yep. Yep. All right. So lacking conclusive evidence. Now, children may find footprints in the snow, see cookie crumbs in the morning. You might hear sleigh bells at night, but documentable evidence is extremely hard to come by. Not a lot of people have taken photos of Santa Claus, in his natural habitat of Spain or the North Pole.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kind of things like that. Now, on top of meeting those, or in my opinion, meeting those four characteristics, Santa Claus also displays attributes of high strangeness, which is another characteristic that comes up with a lot of cryptids. So Santa Claus seems to be able to manipulate time and space by traveling around the globe in a single night, one time each year. He's potentially using unexplainable technology or non-human animal intelligence to do it.
You're talking about them reindeer.
Those flying reindeer. Yep.
Yeah.
He also seems to have.
Oh, I'm sorry. How do the reindeer get their powers? Where does that come from?
They could just be another cryptid.
Okay.
Hey, it's a Christmas miracle, guys.
Okay, all right. Okay. If that's the answer, that's the answer. That's okay. I mean, I'm familiar with like the old school claymation, what is it, Rudolph movie. But in that one, it's just kind of assumed that they're already magical, that there's just like a magical coven of reindeer, you know? Okay. All right. Yeah. So there's a cryptid helping this other cryptid out.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also seems to have access to liminal spaces with ease, like entering a home through any means possible. Like I said, maybe a keyhole if a chimney's not there. He's great at breaking and entering,
Maybe the best.
And like I always say on the show about ghosts, Santa seems to have selective visibility, typically only being seen by children. So those are kind of all my thoughts on Santa being a cryptid. So those are all pro Santa cryptid arguments here. Now, I can't say whether he's an earth-based cryptid like a Bigfoot or some like non-human intelligence like a Flatwoods monster. So that jury's still out for me, but I do think it's safe to say that Santa Claus is a cryptid. I don't like. What do you think?
Matt, I bow to you. I want to hear your take on this.
I believe that. Yeah, I think I showed my hand fairly early. I mean, all you had to say was whatever the first thing you said was. And I said, yeah, I'm in. I can't even remember what it was, but everything you've said since is really loading it up. And yet, no, I've got nothing. You're right. He's a cryptid.
Well, hold on. I've a little bit of beef. I've got a little bit of beef. I think in my brain, there's something about the nomenclature in cryptid that implies non-human or like alternative to human. And Santa's like a dude, like a superpowered dude. I wouldn't call like a wizard a cryptid, you know? Or I wouldn't call like a ghost a cryptid even. But Santa seems more like a ghost than a Bigfoot.
Okay.
Am I wrong? Does that make sense?
Well, maybe, but let's not forget that, you know, he's based on Saint Nicholas,
right?
the bishop of Myra, who died in like 350, and therefore he's probably a zombie.
Oh God!
You're right. Are there any zombie cryptids out there, like an undead creature that's crawling around? What about that horseman from? Was that Scotland?
The Nuckalavi.
Yeah.
Oh no! I thought you were talking about the Murray Lloyd for a second. The horse head on a stick. But they had,
what?
No, yeah, Matt talked about that in his presentation.
That's right.
Yeah. In Wales, it's one of these house visitation things like caroling, but it has a peculiar Welsh spin to it because instead of just going along and singing "Good King Wenceslas" and wanting a mince pie or a cake or a cookie or something, they go around and with a horse head on a skull, and a horse skull on a stick, and then they use another stick to make the jaw work, and then they do a rap battle in Welsh.
That's so awesome.
Demanding beer and food. Beer is definitely always a part of this. So, you know, that's not really a zombie though. It's just a regular horse skull. So
that's just an alcoholic. Doing a puppet thing. Yeah.
It's a whole it's a whole group of them, and that's very Saturnalia and Wassel. But we're digressing a little bit from the Santa conversation here.
that happens. It's okay.
Right. I mean, that's fair. If we need like agreement, then I'll agree. Santa sure seems like a cryptid.
Yeah. Well, and I specifically, like, in my definition of cryptid that I used, I said a creature or animal. So a human is a creature, technically. So
we're animal. Yeah.
But he could be a hybrid as well because he's a saint and an elf.
Okay, the elf thing. So I heard you mention this before. Can you walk me through, like, the Santa that I'm familiar with is totally the Coca-Cola,
right?
You know, Sears Mall Santa, whatever Santa.
Right.
He never has the Spock ears.
Here's the thing: the earliest that I knew that he was turned into an elf was in. But this was 200 years ago, more than when we have a visit from St. Nicholas by Clement C. Moore. You know, he's specifically referred to as a right jolly old elf. Possibly just for ease of rhyming, but also he's specifically. So is he saint or is he elf? Is he human or is he dancer? I don't know. I promised you an earworm before we got started, and
there it is. We got it.
Yeah. So Dan, I say cryptid. So I mean, it's kind of up to you if you're gonna.
No, I'll bend. Merry Cryptmas, everybody.
Cryptmas.
Yeah. Mary, do we celebrate Krampus on this podcast instead of Christmas? It's all about the Krampus for us.
Well, yeah, it's all Saint Nicholas's Day. It's let's throw as many holidays into this season as we can possibly get, because let's face it, every holiday comes with a party.
Yeah,
and
here.
Yeah, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, we'll rap battle off mic.
We got to find a horse skull to really make it work.
Of course.
Well, thank you for Matt for coming on to help us really nail down Santa Claus as a cryptid. Really appreciate that. And so Merry Christmas. We're gonna have a couple episodes this week for for just celebrate for wassailing. How do you say it? Wassailing?
Wassail.
Wassailing, just up and down this globe. Actually, we're probably just going to Iceland next, I think. But
our form of wassailing is we put out an episode and beg for your ears. Is that what it is? give us 5 stars. That's our wassail. Here we are. Give us 5 stars and pour me a beer.
Or you're gonna have to rap battle our horse skull. It's rough. But yeah, thanks for listening, and we hope you have a good Christmas week and a Merry Christmas. It's coming up. So
hey.
The holidays, all the happy holidays,
all at once.
Yeah,
open your presents, get drunk, fall asleep on the couch. That's what I like to do.
Sounds like a Tuesday to me.
Well, as always, I'm Squonk. You're Squonk. Go Birds.
Yay.
Do you think Santa, he's got them big red pants, right?
Yeah, he does.
And that's later evolution. Early Santa was green, wasn't he?
Early Santa was whatever color you wanted to paint him.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, he was large. Yeah, our Father Christmas, could be more or less any color, but there was a lot of green. There were a lot of green depictions of him. When Night Before Christmas came along, that was illustrated in black and white. It was illustrated in green, like russet colors, fall colors. There was some red, but it wasn't distinctly red until 1931, when a particular print ad had him, with the hat, with the fur hat, and the signature colors of Coca-Cola. It's red and white.
Wow, so you really can't bemoan Christmas becoming more commercialized these days. It was kind of like, at least since the 30s, that's just been the way it is.
Absolutely. Well,
print ad made our Santa.
There's been some argument that that was the way it was in the 1840s as well, and that Scrooge was one of the early complainers about people spending money in the wintertime that they don't have. Which is, he wasn't so much mean-spirited as he was just all about self-denial and counting the money.
No, sounds like a Catholic to me.
He was a very monastic, bitter individual.
All seen it.
Yeah, exactly. He's the real anti-Clue, I think.